And our top focus in WION at this hour. Nigeria's Electoral Commission has started announcing state-by-state results from the national elections on Sunday. However, it is not expected that a winner will be announced in the race to succeed President Muhammadu Buhari. The first results from Ekiti state showed a majority of votes for president cast in favour of Bola Tinubu of the governing All Progressives Congress. Tinubu pulled in more than 200,000 votes in the state. Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party managed to garner 89,000 votes. And Peter Obi of the Labour Party collected over 11,000 votes. The Commission Chairman Mahmood Yakubu adjourned the session following the first results and said that the release of tallies would resume at 11 a.m. local time today. The presidential vote is expected to be the closest in Nigeria's history, with candidates from two parties that have alternated power since the army rule ended in 1999. The votes in presidential and paramilitary elections are collated in each of Nigeria's 36 states before the count is transmitted to the Electoral Commission's Central Tallying Centre in the capital. Meanwhile, voting had to be extended into Sunday in a few parts of the country after glitches were reported. Soldiers were also forced to intervene on Sunday. That is, after 15 men pretending to be electoral officials stormed a voting centre in Lagos. The goons attacked party agents with knives and sticks.
Going on here at the LGA Collection Center. Serious fight, serious fight. Serious fight. Labour Party, they are beating Labour Party. There is serious fight here. In Animasha local government today,
those long boys, we don't know the outcome they entered this territory. They just came and start coming out with dagger and eating everybody that are Labour Party agents. They start eating them because some of them, even the one that was still bringing their results for us to collect, they were still eating everybody with stone, with dagger, with stick. And some got injured. So fortunately, when we saw the policeman, we were not able to do anything. I had to rush and enter in a house in one of the resort rooms, and I called for help to ask for soldiers to come.
And for more on this, our correspondent Lucia Olania is joining us live from Nigeria. Hi, Lucia. Now, Tinubu has won the presidential election in Ekiti state. The results of the other 35 states in Nigeria will be declared later today. What can be expected?
Well, in addition to that of Ekiti that was announced yesterday, on those states too, the APC seems to have pulled it through that state. So we're hearing other coalition also for the PDP in his own stead, but it's yet to be concluded officially, and we're just going to wait for it to be officially announced today by the National Coalition Center in Abuja. The INEC boss, as announced yesterday, will be reconvening today at 11 a.m. for more results. Ogun State, also, the results coming in there gradually has seen APC taking the lead, but we'll wait other local government areas to be put together. PDP also leading in 11 local government area in Adamawa State. PDP also won the president's homestead in Katsina with a little margin over the APC. A Labour Party had been able to spring surprises in a number of places, including Lagos, which is APC's stronghold. But we still await the final coalition from every other local government to know who actually will take the day in Lagos. Meanwhile, protest, late upload of results and alleged tampering of ballot boxes have marred the 2023 elections. Civil society organizations have called for calm and that INEC should, keep up to its expectation and promise of a free, fair and credible elections to avoid any form of post-election violence.
Right, like you mentioned about the election violence or the post-election violence that may happen, I want to ask you that what are some of the logistical problems that the voters are facing in Nigeria?
Well, most polling units across the state had a late start. And, that's been attributed to logistic problems. But that late start was also resolved by extending voting, in some of those places. Some actually continued voting yesterday, especially some polling units that had some sort of tension and distortion that will be taking place. But again, the final coalition, like I said yesterday, takes place in 4 stages. from the grassroots level to the state collation center, and then all of the scope members taking the final results to Abuja for proper announcement. And we hope that they start coming in today, and at 11 o'clock, we'll start getting more more states results collated and announced officially. But again, we're skeptical to see if really by the end of today we'll be able to get the final result. But max, maybe tomorrow or so. But fingers crossed, as we can still see loads and loads of online announcements of results, which might be detrimental to the entire system at the end of the day if it does not fall to that. There have been accusations and counter-accusations. All of this will be brought to the table and addressed, in no distant time.
Right, Louisa, my last question to you before I let you go. What are some of the challenges that the new Nigerian president will face, and what's at stake in the elections this year?
Quite a number of stuff is at stake. For the three contenders, it's for anybody that emerges, it will be a very first. The first in the history of Nigeria to have a Muslim ticket when we come to the APC. The first also having, for the PDP, having got to see an incumbent, northerner, handing over to another northerner, and the fact that we have another minority, so to speak, not for want of a better word, for the Labour Party coming to power if it happens. So any of them that emerges, it will be one time first in the history of the country. But again, we have pending issues in the country, insecurity being top on the front burner, unemployment, youth restiveness, and all of that. That will be really big on the table. And we hope that whoever emerges will be able to kickstart this administration, tackling all of the front burner issues in earnest.
And that was our correspondent, Louisa, joining us live from Nigeria. Thank you so much, Louisa, for getting us up to speed on this.